Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. We have some surprising news by Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy for her upcoming Star Wars movie starring Daisy Ridley as Rey. A massive reveal right from the word go. It seems like Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's job, at least from where Disney and Lucasfilm are concerned, is getting movie viewers excited about Star Wars on the big screen again. Mando and Grogu is going to be first, but in a brand new interview with SiriusXM, she was saying how she wants Star Wars to have a triumphant return to the cinema. And there was a pretty massive tease. The first thing she said was that she spoke with J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy, Dave Filoni, but also she sat down with George Lucas. George is aware of the movie, he was consulted for advice. I don't think he's creatively involved in any kind of way, but Sharmeen got to sit down with him to pitch him some ideas, but she will not reveal a single thing about what's going to be in the film, what it's about. That being said, she did state there are going to be some new characters, but also familiar ones. It seems to me she is strongly implying John Boyega, Kelly Marie Tran, Oscar Isaac, and who knows, maybe as a Force ghost, Ben Solo played by Adam Driver. In either case, she seems very invested in the character of Rey. And I don't think this is the best direction for Star Wars movies to go in, and considering the recent backlash to the Acolyte from fans, lots of people coming out to express the kind of Star Wars they do and don't want to see, combined with Lucasfilm's track record of cancelling movies, if there was any in the upcoming slate, James Mangold's movie, Dave Filoni's movie, I think the Rey movie would be the one they would scrap. And I only say this because they don't yet have a script. I think there's a lot of passion from Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy and I wish her the best, but she is not experienced in directing this kind of movie. She's a documentarian, she's done some amazing work, but I don't know if she's suited for a literal continuation after episode 9, and I say this because from the way she worded things, she said the last 3 movies instead of the last trilogy. So I'm thinking the rumours that this might be episode 10 could be true. I wouldn't rule it out. And speaking with Variety, she said she is not going to listen to the fandom. She said she's not going to bother with the fandom backlash and opinions until the film is done. From the perspective of not being distracted, that does make sense, but some will say this is continuing a Lucasfilm trend of not listening to what the fans want. There are fans who love Rey and who love the sequel trilogy, but I think for many at Star Wars Celebration it was a case of, why is it so soon? I know we've got Jon Favreau's movie coming, and then at some point Dave Filoni's movie. Why not do James Mangold's movie first? The most recent memory of a brand new Star Wars movie hitting the big screens is 2019's Rise of Skywalker. Why not refresh the fandom's palette by going back 25,000 years and doing James Mangold's film first? That one seems like the most logical to me. But as I say, Sharmeen says she's got some great ideas, and she says, quote, Rey Skywalker is at the heart of it. You know, I remember when we were talking about the Rey movie about 2 or 3 months ago, we were seeing a mixture of apathy but also some fans saying, is it necessary to continue that story after episode 9? It's also apparent every time Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy speaks about this movie, Star Wars fans read into the antagonism, and of course that is never a good look. So as I say, if I had to bet on one Star Wars movie never making it to fruition, it's this one. I hope she does a great job, but can Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy win over fans who did not like 7, 8 and 9? Give us a new reframing of the character, new adventures, struggles of course, but skepticism for future Star Wars projects is at an all-time high, and you can understand the fan frustration. It's not in isolation, and some will tell you it's been a long, long time coming. In related news, it appears as though Daisy Ridley visited Galaxy's Edge and came face to face with one of the Reys. It must have been a mixture of excitement and also crapping yourself, getting to meet the actual person who plays the character you're impersonating. A pretty big day, and it really tells us Daisy is gearing up to prepare for a movie and getting back into the Star Wars spirit. In other Star Wars updates, something massive, some good news for Andor Season 2. At SuperCon on Sunday, Diego Luna stated that the second and final season of the Tony Gilroy show is going to be, quote, very intense, very early on, and every storyline will have a big finish. He also teases there are going to be some familiar faces from around the Star Wars galaxy, those who are around during this time who will make appearances. My money is on Galen Erso, Bail Organa, Director Krennic, an even wilder guess, the Ghost Crew, or Ryo Chuchi. The latter two could play a big role in Mon Mothma's story. We might also see more members of Saw Gerrera's group. And one fan hope I keep seeing time and again is Sharu Timway. This really just doesn't seem like the kind of story for that. Diego Luna said this: "I can tell you, Rogue One is coming, so there will be characters there that you will recognize. There will be cool stuff. For those who love Rogue One, this season is going to be very special. And it's going to be fascinating to go straight into Rogue One after watching this second season, because you will see Rogue One from a different perspective. I promise you that." He wasn't able to reveal much else, but he does say, quote, "It's fantastic. I can tell you what happens at the end. You've seen it. It's the world upside down. That's the only thing you don't talk about in an interview, but here we are. We all know what the end is. It ends at the start of Rogue One, something Tony Gilroy has already told us time and again. It sounds like it's going to be a very rich second season. All those stories matter today," says Luna. "It's a very ensemble piece, and as always, all the Star Wars politics, and hopefully a very well written second season." But if you were hoping, my dear friends, that Andor Season 2 was going to release sooner rather than later, there is a bit of a downer for this. Tony Gilroy was only on set for the first 3 episodes. The strike and everything else that went on at the time meant that was when they were forced to film without him. And now, thanks to bestbinbulletin.com, we know they're undergoing reshoots. They wrote this: "According to the Twitter account Bristol Filming, Disney is using a location in the west of England that has signs for Pilgrim Season 2, which, as you probably know, is the second season of the Tony Gilroy show. They say, I was informed Andor Season 2 is filming at the Bank of England, and various signs can be seen around the location. This could delay the show quite a bit, but I don't think anyone genuinely expected it. Earlier than 2025, we have Skeleton Crew this winter, and of course, Andor Season 2 is going to be the flagship show of 2025. You know, even though Andor's budget was pretty enormous, they knew how to utilize it well and effectively, not relying too much on the volume, if ever really in Season 1. One of the producers said they did use it for a couple of frames, but you could barely tell. On-location filming is always best. We're going to see different landscapes in the second season, and I think that's going to bring with it a very welcome freshness. The world building in Andor is second to none. I think I'm most excited of all projects for Andor's second season, an expansion of the Imperial regime, the formation of the early rebellion, and as I said earlier, there are certain figures who almost have to appear in this. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts on this and everything we spoke about in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. May the Force be with you, always.